Yeah, hi there, this is tuxocher.com again. Welcome on my video channel. In today's little video, we want to take a closer look on the Luminar NEO update released today. As a Luminar affiliate, I had a pre-release version of this version 1.0.6, so I could do this video, but this might lead into some minor changes or differences between the program I used and I will show you here in this video, and probably the program you downloaded from Skylum. The two main new features are AI masking, long awaited, and at least to me that the histogram is back again in the Edit tab. But let's take a closer look on the desktop PC and take a look at those new functions. Okay, we got here the Luminar NEO version 1.0.6, but as I mentioned before, that is a pre-release version, so there might be minor changes or differences between this version I'm showing here and the version you download on May 12th. Okay, maybe we go first at all in a smaller example for editing, and here we got seems to be a little bug that doesn't react on the first activation of the histogram, but proudly presents Skylum. Here's the histogram in the Edit tab of Luminar NEO, and which is even more important or most important, this histogram, if I change some settings which influence the histogram, like bringing down the highlights or so on, you see that here on top that the histogram is updated right away, so you don't have to guess where you're sitting with your highlights and your deep shadows. And maybe it's a little change for you, but to me it is a pretty big change. So for image processing. Okay, that's the first little one. Now we go back to the catalog. And maybe we take that one here, and we go to Edit, and maybe to the Develop. And now here under Masking, we have, besides Brush and the gradients, now we have the new function AI Mask, and that is available in every tool which allows masking in general. So we click that, and it takes a little while for the app to calculate the different parts of the image. Okay, it's ready. And now I got here the buttons to choose from, like here the sky. That will automatically mask out the sky for further development. Or like here the flora means the green. Okay, that's not complete here. Or here the water. That is a pretty good mask, but here's a smaller part missing. And the natural ground, that is almost all the green. And of course you can combine those masks, so you can say, for example, I take the flora and the water here to process both of those parts of the image in one way. Most of the masks are pretty good, but there are of course some cases where the masks are not that good. But maybe we go to another example here. Let's go to this one. Go to Edit, and again to the Development, Masking, AI Mask, and waiting for the app to calculate the different parts of the image. Okay, now we got here the flora, but a new item here, that is architecture, and that will mask out the church and the model of the church here in the foreground. And that's a pretty good mask, I think. But here in this, mask that out. Now we take the sky as an example. But as you can see here, the sky in the background between the trees here is not masked out. So that is, yeah, a not so good example of masking out the sky. But of course you can go back to masking, go to the options, say show, so you have the mask which is founded by the AI tool, and then you can, of course, with the brush tool, add to the mask for further refinement. Maybe that is a wish, of course. There would be some slider or a tool like that to do a refinement, especially on the edges of the mask, with the slider in a sort of automatic mode. And of course, then you have the opportunity to get a lot faster through the different parts of an image. And maybe we do another one. Let's take for this one, for example. Go to the edit page again. Go to example for enhancing, or let's go to color for example, and go to AI mask again. So the app needs a little bit of time to calculate the parts of the image, and now we have here like the flora, and as you can see here when the mask is shown, that is a pretty good mask of those leaves here. So the AI mask, of course, it's not perfect, but it works pretty good so far for the first version, and I'm sort of excited about the result I can achieve with those tools. As you could see, the AI masking is not perfect in all situations, but it works pretty good. Most of the objects are correctly masked out, so you can right away apply other changes to those, or the other processing to those mask areas. And of course, there are some situations, like you saw in the architecture with the little church, that the sky masking was not that good. But at least you can add or change the mask manually, since you still have the brush, so you can add or reduce parts of the mask in the image. And a couple of objects are recognized pretty good and some other not that good, but I think that with further updates, these functions will be updated too. So Luminar NEO will become a program which Scalim is going for, that it make it probably be very easy for the photographer to get a good processed image rather than bothering around with mask layers and so on and so forth. And last but not least, in this situation, Luminar NEO might be a program for someone who doesn't need sophisticated catalog or search functions. So you might as well give it a try, download a trial version, and then judge yourself if this program fits your workflow. And not to forget the histogram function, which is implemented again into Luminar NEO, but even more important, that the histogram is updated every time you change any setting and not being updated before the slider is released. That was a little bit annoying in the Luminar AI functions and other situations. As I mentioned before, Luminar NEO is getting to a state of a program where you can do a complete raw processing with the Luminar NEO app as a standalone program, and I already did a video on that one. And with those updates, it gets it even more. So you might as well try out Luminar as a standalone program, even though that the plugin functions are still available. Okay, that was my little review on Luminar NEO, the update 1.0.6. And if you have any questions to this, you place them into the comments of this video or in the comment functions of the corresponding blog post. And if this video was a little bit helpful to you, you might consider placing a like on the video, but I surely would appreciate it even more if you subscribe my channel. But then don't forget to hit the bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. Okay, that was my little review on the Luminar NEO update published today, and all I have to say till the next time, ciao, tux oche.